Well, hello there, Van's Air Force Forum guys and YouTube. So, in part one, you saw me dimpling and riveting some stuff together on the Van's practice toolbox. And kind of the first thing I want to do is just go through some mistakes that I know I've made, and you know, the guys on the VAF forums have been great, and they've really shown me a lot, given me heads up. It's just some mistakes, but there may be some that I'm going to kind of zoom into here for you guys, some errors that I know I've made, and yeah, I mean, the whole point of this is so we make our mistakes on stuff like this and not on the real deal. So one of the first things I'm going to show you is my solid riveting here. This was one of my first, and I've already drilled this rivet out, but you can see I definitely smileyed that guy pretty good. That rivet looked horrible, and basically just not enough pressure on the manufactured end, and I slipped off, and yeah, hurt our potential, you know, wing skin or something. So definitely want to be careful about that. Another thing, another error that I made, I was I believe I was drilling inside, and my drill chuck went ahead and touched the side of my toolbox here. Obviously not ideal. Probably would have warranted replacement. Is a bit of a good sized gouge, so you know, if this was a part of the airplane, I probably would have pitched that, been ordering a new one from Vans. Another thing on this side piece I want to show you guys is although I did match drill everything and dimple everything, for whatever reason, when this rivet went in, we don't have you know, the parts really nesting well, and this is a rivet I plan on replacing by drilling out, and hopefully we can get that to fit a little better. I'm definitely not happy with that, as you can see. Now the other side of that part, you know, I had a comment on the Vans Air Force forums from, I believe, Mike from Cleveland Tools. I believe it's Mike. And he gave me a really good suggestion with regards to dimpling. I did have my dimples set up in my pneumatic squeezer, and I was setting this via putting a piece of material in between the dies, bringing them to a nested or seated position, and then adding about a half a turn, which I found from suggestions from you guys that it's not actually enough at all, and we can see distortion in the side panels. And if you actually look at this rivet over here, you can see that it really isn't even sitting in that dimple properly. And the one below it, I mean, that string of rivets I'm really not too impressed with. They're almost proud of the skin, and that's obviously not ideal or what we're looking for. So the suggestion actually that I got is to bring the dimple dies to a seated or mating position with no material in between the dies, and then retracting them and adding a quarter to a half a turn. Apparently it's unlikely or not really possible to over dimple using a single cylinder C-squeeze, which I got going on here. I had some other people ask me basically why my squeezer operates so quickly, and that's because I do have it hooked up to a foot pedal, which is right down there, and it just, you know, allows for hands-free operation. I can feather the foot pedal a little bit, but it doesn't quite work as well as the hand trigger. I also wanted to sight down this hinge line here for you guys, just so you could see that if I use the light, you can see distortion in the lid. Let's see here if I can get a... and again, I believe that is from under dimpling. Another error that I've made with this guy is, unfortunately, the hinges warped a little bit during the dimpling process. It's very difficult to tell, but as I open the door, with the pin in, you will see the entire toolbox flex. And I found that the reason that happened, now when I dimpled the bottom hinge, it bowed out this way, basically along its edge this way. But what I didn't realize is that if I turn the toolbox up on edge and we sight this hinge line, you can see that there is a bit of an arc to that as well. And that is what has given me that jumping hinge. If I pull the hinge pin out to about here, I don't have the issue anymore. Obviously it's not ideal, and I've later learned that when Vans has you building a control surface, that you're going to be machine countersinking this rivet, or I'm sorry, this hinge, and therefore the hinge won't warp and you hopefully won't have that issue. Again, you know, you got to make sure that after all your machine practices are all finished with your hardware, that everything is still as true as when you originally assembled. So something to definitely keep an eye open for. So definitely made some errors on this toolbox, and you know, I do plan on, you know, if I get bored, I'll probably drill all these out. I might even get a new hinge from Vans and try repairing this, or I might just give this to my girlfriend who wants to put little knickknacks in it, and move on to my flight control surface, which I have here. And this will be another video that I kind of throw together for you guys. Probably gonna make a whole whack of mistakes on this guy. It's probably gonna look horrible, but you know, if I can make my mistakes and you guys can help me out, hopefully these videos are gonna help out other people just starting out. And you know, we're just average people trying to build something crazy like an airplane, so bound to make some mistakes. I'm not really afraid of them. I just want to learn from them and move on. So next thing I plan on doing with this guy is I got my latch all together, or top latch measured, drilled, cleat-coated into place. My bottom latch is right here, and you can see the flush rivets are already kind of just hanging in there. We're going to be using 426 84-4s for the bottom, and 470 4-4s for the top. And I have the holes marked out for my handle brackets. And there's the handle that I bent up earlier. Really simple. The wire is kind of tough. Van says you can heat it up a little bit. I just bent it cold with a pair of pliers. I know they're small, but I guess we got to remember we still got to deburr these. We still got to you know, remove all the radius, the corners and whatnot. They're tiny, but I almost found myself kind of throwing these in and missing that step. So you got to kind of treat every piece like a big piece, I guess. I did kind of finish the end of this rod, just kind of gave it a quick sand on my belt sander. I'm kind of happy with that, how that turned out. Roughly flat both ways I lay it down. So I don't have a 4-inch yoke for my squeezer, so these bottom row rivets right here I'm going to be bucking by hand. I'm sure I'm gonna probably hurt this thing, but I'm learning. And the top latch here I'm gonna use a C-squeeze. The bottom latch I'm probably gonna hand buck. So I'll shut up for now. I'll get the camera up on the tripod for you guys, and yeah, I'm gonna get this finished up for you guys. Hopefully, again, if you have any suggestions or comments, please subscribe. Please leave me comments. If you're an aircraft builder and I make mistakes, please help me out. This is a learning experience, and although I'm an automotive service technician and I've been turning wrenches for a long time, this is not turning wrenches. So yeah, hope you enjoy, guys. I love that air compressor. Now that that thing is shut up, I'll show you my soldering iron mod here. Just a normal pistol grip soldering iron. It's the only one I had laying around, guys. Probably a lot heavier than a pencil style, but rather than grinding a tip down, I just stuck a coat hanger in here. It's nice, it's rounded, it doesn't scratch the aluminum when you drag it across and you're getting rid of your vinyl. So this is what I use to devinyl. I'm probably gonna pick up a pencil style Weller or something like that when I get around to it. Just really low on the priority list for me right now. Alright. Get our vinyl out of the way. Beauty. I want to do the same thing to the inside. And because there's a good chance that I'm going to slip with a bucking bar, I'm still going to try to keep most of this plastic here. I'm a noob just like you guys. Now I'm just gonna go knock the corners off of these guys with my 3M deburring wheel. So our handle holders are nice deburred, and our hole's actually looking in really good shape. Just give them a quick little deburr on the number 40 holes. Deburring has kind of been one of my points of contention. I always, throughout these projects, I really have been kind of deburring too much, but I don't know if you can kind of guys see that, but just such a slight chamfer. I know this camera doesn't really do it justice, but I'll try to get a better view of this one day. Anyhow. A friend of mine sent me this little file here, and this thing is great for skin edges and stuff like that, just to knock the quickie off before taking it over to the 3M wheel. Awesome little file. I'm just going to double check, make sure these guys still fit great. I'm sure they do. And yeah, those holes line up real nice. So the next thing I'm going to start doing is bucking some rivets. And I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way with my awesome Suze 270. This thing is just great, guys. I know it's expensive, but you got a lot of rivets to bang. Get some good tools. I really think good tools will make a big difference. Same thing with my Suze drill. It's outstanding. Lightest thing. I've been a mechanic for 15 years now. It's the lightest air drill I've ever touched. It's awesome. So already I see a problem. I don't know if you guys can see this, but my rivet is not sitting flush. And that's a problem. So again, I think that's due to under dimpling or dimple misalignment. So maybe someone can help me out and let me know what I'm doing wrong. If I'm match drilling everything and I cleco everything together and somehow my piece is shifting a little bit and not taking my rivets nice and flush. So let's see if any of the other holes are going to work out for us. So again, this one isn't bad, but still a consistent problem. So I think what's happened is, because of my under dimpling, I've under dimpled my side plate, and I've obviously under dimpled the inside of this toolbox, which is why I have bad misalignment here, causing that to lift, and probably why everything is just warping a little bit. So maybe someone can help me out and just tell me, I guess I gotta drill all these rivets out, redimple everything properly, and get these nice and flush and nice and tight. Hopefully it's gonna take the warp out of this piece. Probably what I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that. Well, we're coming along. We are making some progress, but you know, just because of practice piece, I don't want it looking terrible. And if you guys, again, have more suggestions for me, please, by all means. I want to make all the mistakes I can on this because it's a lot cheaper. I also want my my next project to be looking, you know, fairly decent. So that's why I chose to do this guy last. I'm also waiting for a back rivet set to take care of the inside stiffeners on this small section of aileron. So YouTube, that'll be my part 2 to the toolbox video, and it looks like once I get some pieces drilled off and maybe better dimpled, then I'll get a 3, and I think we'll probably put the toolbox to bed on the third video. So thanks for watching. If you like this video and it was all you know, a help to you, or you learned anything, hopefully from the comments, not from me, subscribe and like, and I'll get some more out to you guys. Cheers.